Hello everyone, Ted the old Star Wars nerd here. I hope you're doing well, and I want to thank you for joining me because tonight we're going to watch some more Mandalorian. This is the 7th episode, the next to the last episode. I believe they call that the penultimate episode. I don't know, that's a pretty big word. Alright, well, I hope you watched it. I just finished watching it, and that was just awesome. That was a great show. I'm going to run through it real quick. I'm going to do it a little bit differently here since Disney does not like you putting any kind of footage up there. I took screenshots, and I'm just going to look at the screenshots and talk about it and give you my thoughts, and then we'll see where we'll go from there. So, right here, it looks like we start off in a scrapyard. This looks like where Bill Burr, whose character is called Mayfield, is serving out his sentence for what they did in the previous season where they killed that one person. So he's serving his sentence here, and it looks like it's a scrapyard filled with TIE fighter parts. You can see a lot of the middle parts there for the TIE fighters and all kinds of other engines and stuff there. And it looks like they got cranes on top of walker legs walking around. And at one point, you can even see them lift up like a scrap TIE fighter with wings still attached to it. But then it shows Bill Burr as character Mayfield, inmate 34667, little robot. You can see they're walking up behind him, trying to get his attention, and he's going to get new orders and get shipped off. So Cara Dune comes and gets him. But I took a screenshot of this robot here, with a droid. And I just kind of like that emblem he's got there, the New Republic emblem. That's really cool. Really nice and orange, and that's a cool little droid they got there. So, yeah. So then, yeah, Cara Dune came and got him and picked him up and took him back to the ship where we see Boba Fett, who got a new paint job. Look at Fett's paint job. He got that all slicked up. Still got a little touch up to do. Looks like he got a little scratches on it already around the eyepiece and stuff. But, you know, can't be perfect, but, you know, he's had a chance to fix it up and get it working again in his ship. And you can see a little bit better there. Doesn't look like he's got his cod piece there, but he's got his shin guards. He's got his, you know, the knee things. He's got his gauntlets for his arms. He's got his, I think that's called pauldrons on his shoulders. He's got his chest plate and helmet repainted. His backpack's painted up. And he's probably all geared up and got the flamethrower ready. But looks like the one thing he couldn't do is get that dent out of his head. He could let him look like he'd get the dent out of the helmet, but it kind of makes sense because if it's Beskar, he wouldn't really have the tools to do that. You would really need to heat it up and to beat that out of there. And then that brings up the question, what hit him hard enough to dent Beskar? So, there we go. More questions being raised. More questions being raised. So, like I say, but this is Disney stuff. Don't look too deep into it. Don't start asking too many questions. This stuff will just fall apart. Just kind of look at it and enjoy it. And it's you know, look at it like a kid's story. It is a fairy tale. Georgia did say it was supposed to be a fairy tale. So just kind of stay on the top and go with it. Don't look too deep for right now. You want me to get deep into it? I'll tear it apart, but I'm here to have some fun. Yeah, and then we see Mando coming down too, and Mando comes up and confronts Mayfield there, and they have a few words, and Cara lets him know that they're there for him and going to take him to do a job somewhere. And this chapter is called The Believer. Bum, 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 bum. Disney hates when you put the music up for that. So it looks like they fly through Slave One. Boba Fett brings them here. Yeah, Boba didn't do too much in this episode. He played taxi driver, but that's okay. He still did really cool stuff. He flew around, he got him, and he was there, and he was Boba Fett. So I think that was awesome still. But so yeah, they come down here, they land on the planet, and they've got to take over a transport and get into this mining facility so Mayfield can find out where the coordinate or what the coordinates are for Moff Gideon's ship, so they can go get the child back. So that's what they're trying to do, trying to break into an Imperial facility so Mayfield can use the terminal and find out where Moff Gideon's at, so they can go rescue the child. So anyway, so they jump down on top of this thing, and they take it over, and that's how Mando's going to get in there. He switches uniforms. He switches into a stormtrooper uniform when nobody's looking, so he's still got his face covered. And so then they get on here, and while they're driving, they get attacked by these bandits. Bandits jump up on there, and so Mando has to get on there and fight them off. But before he jumped up there, Mando and Mayfield were in the cockpit cabin, front cabin, driver's cockpit of the transport, and Mayfield was questioning Din Djarin about the whole face covering thing. What's the rule? Is the rule that you can't take off your helmet? Is the rule that you can't show your face? Is what's the rule there? It's got to be covered by a helmet at all times, or you're not supposed to remove the Mandalorian helmet. What's the deal there? Is it? Oh yeah, that's what it was. Is it not removing the helmet, or is it not showing your face? Which is the big deal? That is kind of the point. And yeah, it kind of brought it home. And then he kept talking about, because then Mayfield took his helmet off and talked about how good it feels to take the helmet off. And it felt like it was really rubbing it in his face about the whole helmet thing. But I was thinking, the other thing I was thinking about before, when he was with Bo-Katan, what if they go through all this and Din Djarin, he joins up, because most of his people are dead now. They've been wiped out again. So Din joins Bo-Katan, and so he kind of leaves the Child of the Watch mythology, the creed. So he kind of leaves that, joins Bo-Katan, so then maybe if he loosens up his creed a little bit, then he can take his helmet off a little bit more. That might have been a way that Disney made Pedro a little bit happier about taking the helmet off. Because it seems like a couple times they have kind of poked him about that. Not, wow, it'd be more, don't you ever take that off? Can't you take that off? Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I think he'll eventually join Bo-Katan. He'll relax his creed, and he'll be able to take his helmet off. That's if this was like an ongoing series that's going to go forever and ever, like The Simpsons or something, more than 4 or 5 episodes. I think Disney's going to stop this. I think Disney's going to stop Mandalorian after about 5 seasons. But we'll see, I guess. Maybe it will go on forever. Anyway, continue with the story. So they defend this transport, and they're at the one transport out of 5 that makes it to the Imperial facility. And so he has to get up there, he fights these people off, and then they get there, and these TIE fighters come in eventually and save them at the very last, so they can get across this bridge and get into the Imperial fortress, I guess you call it, blockade, camp. So they go in here, and Mayfield walks into where the officer's quarter is, where the terminal is, and he sees his old commander, so he immediately does an about face and comes walking back out, and he has words with Din Djarin and says he can't go in there, this guy might recognize him. So Mando says, well, give me the card, the key, he'll go in there, and he'll look up the information on the terminal. And Mayfield says, no, you can't, because it scans your face. And then he kind of looks at him and says, give it to me. And he takes it, and then we know kind of where we're going after that. So he goes up there and he does it, and it tries to scan the face, and it doesn't work. Or he scans the helmet. I'm sorry, scans the helmet first, and it doesn't work. So then he has to take it off, and he takes the helmet off in front of people, and it scans his face, and he gets the information. He finds out where Mayfield is. But this one asshole commander does come over and start bugging him, gets on his butt and pushing him around and asking him questions. So of course Mayfield has to come up and save the day. So Mayfield comes up. So now Mayfield's seen him along with all these Imperials without his helmet. So Mayfield tells him, hey, this is my commander. He can't hear too well. He's TK 379, I don't know what. And I'm TK blah blah blah. And so then the officer kind of interrogates him a little bit, and kind of intimidating him a little bit, but then he eventually finds out that they're the ones that made it through the blockade, through the bandits, and they made it, so he buys them a drink, and while they're sitting there talking, Mayfield's kind of letting him know that he knows who he is. That this Imperial officer was this officer that was in charge of this mission where they went in and killed a bunch of people, a bunch of innocent people, and a bunch of his fellow, I guess, Imperials at the time too. And he wasn't too happy with the whole Imperial thing, and that's why he left the Imperials. And but so then he's antagonizing this superior officer until eventually he shoots him. Yep, he just shoots him. And you can see the look on Mando's face there. He's kind of like, huh. And then after this, it was the funniest thing. They kind of look at each other, and then Bill Burr's looking around. He's looking at the other guys, and just boop, boop, starts shooting everybody. So then that begs the question again, what the hell's the armor for if you could just shoot through it? Anyway, so yeah, so they kill everybody inside the facility. Or not everybody, so they have to fight their way out. They fight their way to this ledge. They fight their way out this window here, behind where the guy's at. You can see this little thing. They kick out the window and go out this window. And Cara Dune and Ming Na's out there, and I can't remember her name. Cara Dune and Finnick. Cara Dune and Finnick are out there and save them by shooting the people coming out the window at them, shooting the stormtroopers that are coming at them. And eventually, Boba Fett comes down, and they're able to get onto Boba Fett's ship, get onto Slave One, and get out of there. And while they're flying away, Mayfield takes the opportunity to take a shot at the transport carrier that was down there that was carrying this Rhydonium explosive, blows it up and blows up almost everything down there and kills who knows how many Imperials. So, and he says he's just trying to work through some things or get something off his chest. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, so they do that. And then they get back down and land, and Mando and Cara are talking, and Mayfield's like, well, okay, well, take me back to the prison. I'm ready to go. And they keep talking, and so Cara Dune kind of looks at Mando and says, hey, it's too bad that that Mayfield guy was killed in that explosion, huh? And Mando goes, yeah, it's really terrible. And she says, yeah, Bill Burr, asks, you sure? I'm going to go. Then, you sure? I'm going to go. And they go. So he walks off and he leaves. And they leave him on the planet. So Bill Burr, Mayfield's now free. So now, but they left their sharpshooter, which kind of leaves a slot in their Ocean's 11 lineup. I don't know if you really need a sharpshooter to go knock over a Star Destroyer. But that's, yeah. They could have used him, maybe. And also with his knowledge of how the Imperial codes and conducts, protocols, he calls them, are. Probably could have helped if to infiltrate the ship and get inside. Maybe they'll come back for him. Maybe they're going to go do some stuff and come back for him. But anyway, he's free now. But then, so while they're flying away, Mando's able to send a message to Moff Gideon. He says, Moff Gideon, you got something of mine, and I'm coming for it. Watch your butt. And Moff Gideon kind of looks at him and goes, bring it, Mando. Doesn't say it in so many words. It's more in the eyes. It's in the eyes. But here you got a good shot of Moff Gideon's Darth Vader chest plate. And what is this? Okay, I've heard of calling him Darth Vader Light and stuff. But now that I see this and I'm looking at it, it's got the little switches on there like Vader. It's got a couple of lights like Vader. It comes across. Is that supposed to be like a life support thing? I guess it is. But, yeah, that just seems weird. It just seems weird. Yeah, it's more like Vader's. And he's just, getting more and more Vader-like. What if... what if he's too close to a thermal detonator that goes off and loses half his face and he has to start wearing a mask? Oh. Anyway, so there's Moff Gideon. So they do that. He threatens Moff Gideon at the very last. And then, that was the end of the episode. So that's the end of that. that was the end of that. So I really enjoyed it. That was an awesome episode. That was an awesome episode. A lot of stuff happening. I think I went over all my thoughts during it. Yeah. He's gonna start, I think, yeah, Bo-Katan. Oh! Oh, I didn't get a screenshot of that. I should have got a screenshot of that. When Boba Fett was flying away, he dropped something. They were chasing after him, and Boba dropped something out of the ship, and it's a big blue thing. It goes boom, and blows up those TIE fighters. What the hell was that? My lord, that was cool. Okay, yeah, they had the big fight. Blah blah blah. Oh, did anybody notice that? I never noticed it before. Maybe it was there before. Cara Dune's got a tattoo of the rebellion symbol under her eye. Yeah. Yeah, that's about all I got for that. So yeah, there's this I like that. I like the concept art. There's the transport. Better shot of the transport. There's Mando taking over the transport. That's an excellent shot of Cara Dune and Finnick back to back fighting. That is awesome. Look at that. That is great. And then Moff Gideon. Great shot of Moff Gideon. And that's them entering the facility, going across the bridge to get in the facility. Mando fighting bandits on top of the transport. One of them fell off and hit the tire and got on the side and hit the tire. And then one fell off at the front and got run over. And that's them watching the other transports get blown up by the bandits. As bandits, transports. And that's them jumping off a transport onto Slave One. When did that happen? Oh no, that must be them jumping off the top of that building at the end onto Slave One. So that looks like that's Mayfield, Bill Burr. And then, yeah, that starts, okay, the episode. So yeah, that is awesome. That was really cool. All right, so there you go. Mandalorian, Season 2, Episode 7, next to the last episode. That was really good. That was really good. What'd you think of that? Leave me a comment below. Send me a message. That was pretty good. I think I have to think about that one. I may have to go back and watch it. I definitely want to watch it again. I forgot about the last episode, but somebody said watch them with the enhanced audio on, so it describes everything that's going around. And I kind of like that. I like watching with subtitles too, because kind of it sounds muffled sometimes to me. I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, so there we go. That was really cool. Last episode's coming up next week. One more week. What do I think they're gonna do? I don't know. They could go at it two different ways. They could make a cliffhanger to where they're inside the ship and something happens and it looks like everybody's gonna die, and a cliffhanger that way. They could make it so they get everybody ready and they're just about to go, and the cliffhanger is them getting ready to go, so they're, that would be like at the beginning of next season. That'd be kind of a bummer way to do it. They could do it to where we see it all. We could do it through the whole episode. It could be an extra long episode next week, and they do the whole thing to where they break in, they get the child back, and they get out, and all's well. Oh, but then also there's rumors that they're supposed to, or not supposed to, but they might be a Jedi at the end. A real Jedi at the end of the episode. I don't know. Because if Grogu summoned a Jedi, and the Jedi latched onto his Force essence, or whatever you want to call it, his good sensing, he could start tracking him. Yeah. I could see a Jedi showing up about the time they're trying to spring him from the prison. Anyway, I rambled far too long. Almost 20 minutes now. But there we go. I think that was really good. I think that wraps up that episode really well. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Of course, you got to temper it, knowing it is Disney stuff. Of course, I'm not giving Disney any more money for Star Wars. There was nothing probably that they could do to make me give them any more of my money for anything Star Wars related. But I will watch their shows while they give me some good stories. I will enjoy them one way or the other. Right now I've got a free Disney Plus subscription. Not sure when that runs out, but then we may look into something else. Who knows? I know how to use the internet, so we'll leave it at that. I'll find a way to watch it one way or the other. But yeah, I will. And if they give me good stories, I will continue to watch. And if they went so far as to negate the sequel trilogy, yeah, they would actually start getting my money back. I would start buying their figures and all their authentic stuff again. But until that happens, I'll watch the shows while they give me the good stories. But yeah, I won't be buying their merchandise. I won't be doing, I'm not buying any Rose Tico things. I'm not buying any Mandalorian things. I mean, it's neat, but it's not, until Star Wars is fixed, yeah, I'm withholding judgment. I'm watching it, and I'm enjoying it, but that's as far as you're going to take me. I'm not saying Star Wars is back, because Star Wars won't be back for me until they get rid of that sequel trilogy and just negate it completely. It's just, there's as long as it ends with Rey Palpatine trying to be a Skywalker and Luke dead, no, I just don't care. Anyway, let's leave it at that, all right? All right, I had to stretch it out for another minute. So yeah, there we go. The Mandalorian. Oh, and all the things that were announced today by Disney in the investors meeting. That was really cool. I may talk about that again soon too, but more Mandalorian coming. We've got seasons 3 and 4 coming soon, next couple of years. So yeah, come back and watch all that with me soon, all right? Anyway, I am Ted, the old Star Wars nerd. Please leave a comment below. Click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications. Share me out to all your friends and family. I can't talk anymore. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I got to finish this up and go to bed, all right? Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.